Welcome back to Out and Into Open Arms, the podcast about youth who are coming out. I'm Jess Goff.
And I'm Mark Belanger. And we've made it to our final episode, Jess.
A final chance for our wonderful guests to share their words of wisdom.
One very important piece of wisdom from all four families is find community. Here's what Gemma said when we asked her to offer advice to parents.
Maybe you're not alone. There's other people.
We also asked how Gemma would support a kid who was coming out.
I'd say that I'm open for questions, or if they need to talk to somebody about it, I'd be there.
And here's Gemma's mom, Michelle, talking about a few different ways to get started on connecting with community.
If you don't have in your area support, get online. There's lots of resources out there. And building an online community can be helpful when you don't have those people in your immediate circle. Libraries are great and librarians are often great. Generally speaking, you can always find supportive people there, and they will have access to community resources that you might not know that even exists.
Michelle also suggested that one path to community is through whoever your kid is talking to.
Who did they talk to? Did they talk to a counselor at their school? Was there a teacher there who was particularly supportive? Do they have friends whose parents were supportive?
Once you've found your community, spend time with them. And yes, that may mean choosing to spend less time with others, and that can be sad.
Try to find the people who support you the best. You don't owe the people who don't support you your time. Even if it is someone you love, it's not worth it, because it's just going to deprive you of yourself over and over again, and it's not going to make you happier in the long run.
And once you are settled in your newfound community, you might find it is rewarding to support others who are just joining. Here's Michelle.
I was speaking with a colleague who has his oldest adult child is non-binary, and they came out in their 30s. This was all very new to him.
So Michelle tried to provide reassurance.
Guess what? I get a little bit what you're going through. I can see how much you really do want to support your kid. That's the important thing, that you really are sincerely trying.
These four families also want you to know that coming out is not an event, but a journey. It takes time. As Dave sees it, there's wisdom in
letting the kids lead and not pushing them too fast.
Don't assume, if they're transitioning to a girl, don't assume they're gonna wear a girl's clothes and don't push them too fast. Let them decide when they want to change their clothes or get a haircut.
It's just as important for the kids to remember to take one step at a time.
Be patient especially with trying to find your own gender identity.
patience is even more necessary if you feel you're interested in medication.
It took a very long time, and that's what I tell people who are trying to get on it. It's gonna take a while. Be patient, because I wasn't.
Parents, this will be a difficult journey at times, so it's important not to expect yourself or your child to be perfect. Mistakes will be made.
We're not doing everything right, but hopefully we're doing the most important things right.
And when you go through particularly tough times,
try to make the best out of your situation, even if it is a bad one. Try to hang in there until you can get to a point where you're able to express how the way you want to, because in the long run, it will be worth it.
For parents, try to look at this as an opportunity for personal growth. Some of that growth may need to happen outside of your relationship with your child.
If you have worries or misgivings, or for whatever reason, don't like this turn of events, find a way to go work it out outside of your relationship with your child. Do not bring any of that to your child. Go work on it by yourself. Find a therapist, find a good friend to talk to, get it out of your system.
But it can also be a shared experience for an entire family.
This whole experience has made me a better parent and a better human being. You know, when I go to the Pride parades, I think about some of the thoughts I might have had about some of the people that I see before I've gone through all of this with Izzy, which are, you know, ingrained in us from so young, about who fits in and who doesn't, and who stands out and who doesn't. And it's made me a much better human being. this has been a wonderful journey for our family.
During times of struggle, look to the future by observing youth. Here's Mary.
I have so much faith in the future because our children are so queer. They don't have a problem with this. They're much more adaptable to it than we are.
And here's Karen reflecting on what she observed in her youngest child.
He's like a good use case for how you should educate kids. Just treat it like it's a normal part of life because he doesn't know a different life.
Jordan wants to be sure that all kids adopt that same mindset.
Kids should be taught this so they don't grow up to hate or be hurtful towards queer people. I think it should start as young as possible.
Also, take heart by observing just how brave LGBTQ+ kids can be. Here's Dave.
Like, I have so much admiration and respect for like all the challenges they face and how they've embraced them with grace, with courage. They're showing the world who they are. And that takes courage. That takes just such a strong sense of self-awareness and self-knowledge and being true to yourself. I mean, we honestly could not be more proud of them. I love watching my kiddo. They're like unbelievably brave, unbelievably articulate in their own way. And they say just really insightful things that help me understand them better.
Now here's Mary, admiring her son, Peter.
I'm really hopeful. I mean, he is a fighter. He's a spitfire. He's going to move and shake the world. I have no doubt about that.
The most important piece of advice these families have for you is also the simplest.
Love your kid. Don't ever let them wonder whether you love them or not, because that's what they most need. And it's the most important thing and the easiest thing you can do.
Here's Izzy reminding us of what they need.
Hugs and support.
Often, loving your kid means being observant and asking questions. Here's Jordan's mom, Karen.
He's so easygoing that I'm like, am I missing something? Is he not telling me something? So I'll be like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that?
One day, Karen wondered if something in their house might be bothering Jordan.
So we have all these family photos around the house.
If you visited, you'd see lots of photos of young Jordan before his transition, looking more stereotypically feminine with long hair and bows and wearing lots of pink.
Do you want us to, maybe swap out those photos for something different, take them down? And he was like, no, I'm fine with it. And I was like, really? Okay, you're cool.
And then he said something that really got Karen's attention.
He's like, when I see those pictures, that was me. I was a little boy in there.
That was me. I was a little boy in there. The statement helped Karen realize that through all of the changes, there were also some constants.
My son's personality has never changed.
Her son's personality never changed.
It's not a loss. Your child is telling you who they always were.
Just continue to love your kid. They're still your kid. That's not going to change. Their gender might, but it's still the same person. Despite how their pronouns or their name might change, it's still the same person.
The child you loved before is always there.
Thank you, Jordan and Karen.
Thank you, Peter and Mary.
Thank you, Gemma and Michelle.
Thank you, Izzy and Dave.
Thank you to everyone who has embraced these four families with so much love.
Love that has carried them through tough times so that they could be courageous and share their stories on this podcast.
Thank you, teachers and counselors.
Thank you, doctors and therapists.
Thank you to every ally, everywhere. Your support is needed now more than ever, and we appreciate every single one of you.
To the queer kids listening, you are brave, you are seen, and you deserve open arms. Always, forever, and no matter what.
To the parents out there, to all the grown-ups out there, we see you too. Thank you for listening to the end. It shows just how much you care.
And remember, your learning doesn't need to end here. Check out the show notes for a multitude of additional resources.
Hey Jess, want to do something really fun?
Always. What are you thinking?
So I write songs, and these kiddos have inspired a new one. Want to sing it?
Well, yeah, let's do it.
So this is called Big Orange Moon, and it's dedicated to Jordan, Peter, Gemma, and Izzy. Upon a time, there was a child, born of wind and clouds and sky, full of joy, kind and wild. Upon a time, there was a child.
There came a day, the storms arrived, lightning flash and thunder rolls. My body, a temple, it don't feel right. There came a day, the storms arrived.
Never knew this much alone, didn't think it could turn out right. Searching far all through the night, tumbling out into open arms, landing soft after sleepless nights, our love a shelter in the storm. Now I think I'm on my own, an exile sentence that I wrote to a song about a kid who don't belong. Now I think I'm on my own. Never knew I could be so scared, cold and lost and locked up tight. Never knew this much alone, didn't think it could turn out right. Searching far all through the night, searching far into open arms, landing soft after sleepless nights, our love a shelter in the storm.
Took a leap on a clear cold night, stars were out and a big orange moon. Open the safe that's been locked up tight, then said the words that I found inside.
Searching far all through the night, tumbling out into open arms, landing soft after sleepless nights, our love a shelter in the storm. Upon a time, there was a child, born of wind and clouds and sky, full of joy, kind and wild. Upon a time, there was a child.
This podcast has been brought to you by New Hampshire Outright. Please check the show notes for additional resources. Special thanks to our hosts, Jessica Goff and Mark Belanger. Our editorial and project management team also included Brady Berry and Amy Rock. The original song, Big Orange Moon, was written and performed by Mark Belanger with backup vocals by Jessica Goff. Script development, audio production, and additional music composition by Chris Trimble and Treehouse Audio Productions.